Well, hello there, and welcome to our front yard garden in the South Carolina upstate. This is episode 32 for this year. It's October 10th, 2025, and it is an absolutely beautiful Friday morning. Crystal clear skies, a few light clouds, and temperature right around 65 right now, but it feels a lot warmer than that in the sun. It's a very, very pleasant morning, a little breezy. Good time to take a look at the yard. And I would say even just since last week, the yard is looking significantly more fall-like. Our zinnias here in the mailbox bed where we usually start are really showing their age. They really don't have a lot of life left in them. There's still some color. And for October, I can't complain too much about that. Still a lot of different colors, pinks and a little bit of yellow here and there, reds and so forth, but the plants themselves are kind of looking like a bunch of corn stalks at this point. Most of the leaves are finishing up, and this is probably going to be the last round of flowers, so I would say within the next couple of weeks these will be just about finished. There might be a few straggler flowers that still are hanging in there for a little bit longer than that, but for the most part they'll be done fairly quickly. So not much else going on in that bed at this point. Everything else that we had there is done for the year. So we'll come up to this little triangle bed and show off our miniature or petite knockout rose. Looking as good as it looks in the middle of spring, and that's saying something because it didn't look so good in the middle of summer when it was hot and sunny. This really kind of wilted. A lot of the leaves fell off and it wasn't producing much in the way of flowers. I deadheaded it a few weeks back and it has come back nicely, so it's looking really good, and hopefully we'll continue to through maybe the beginning of November and into next year. The only other thing in this bed right now is our one vinca. This is a cute little ground cover flower, good for borders. We used to do impatiens in the north. We found impatiens didn't do terribly well down here, but vinca do. Strange thing about the vinca, we put these in about 4 or 5 years ago, and then we put a lot of them in all through the front, right along the edge of this bed and out in the front and up here as well. And they would come back from reseeding every year, but not this year. This is the only one that came back this year. It's a pretty big one. It's about twice the size of the typical one. It's got a couple little flowers on it, but not much else going on there. We'll see what happens next year, if any come back at all, if we have to replant. More zinnias up here close to the house. Again, mostly pinks and reds. And I'm guessing again in this bed, just like the others, maybe a couple more weeks of color here, and then they'll be about finished up. Our black-eyed Susans are providing a nice yellow backdrop to the rest of this bed. And strange thing, I assume it's because of lighting differences, that the black-eyed Susans here are still almost fully in bloom. There are some that have finished up. You can kind of see the seed pods that are left over, but still lots of color, whereas in the back, our backyard, which you'll see on the next video, these finished up almost a month ago, and there's really not much at all in terms of flowers back there, but here they're about a month delayed. I'm not sure why the difference, but it's kind of nice that we still have that color as late as it is in the season. Now, behind all of that, we have our big climbing rose, which is for the most part about done for the year, but I said that last week, and here we are. We've got another bright red rose that has come out, and I'm also seeing some what do I want to say, some little leaf buds coming out throughout the plant. The plant is still vivacious, even though it doesn't look like it. A lot of the leaves have fallen off due to black spot, but it's trying to put out more. I don't think there's enough time left before we get the first frosts that will have much more in terms of flowers, but still the plant itself is kind of setting itself to do very well next spring. A little bit left of our Russian sage here, these little petite purple flowers, but for the most part that's done for the year. And then as we come along, seeing our little Halloween decorations here, we've got our hydrangeas. Of course, they're long since finished up, and the breeze has knocked down some of our little scarecrow decorations here. I'll try to get those back into place. As I talk about our citrus grove every week, not a lot going on here, but we do have the 2 lemons, and I've noticed in the last couple of weeks that they're starting to get a little bit lighter now. I don't know what that means exactly. I don't know if they're ripening and they're going to turn yellow or what exactly, but we'll find out. And before it gets much colder, I'm going to take at least the one that has lemons on it. I'm going to take that in to the house so that it has a chance to do well over the winter, and hopefully get some fertilization on it. Over here, there's more hydrangeas. They're all pretty much done for the year. These are all spring flowers, and we still have some dark red color that's left over from the flowers of earlier in the year, but not a lot else going on. And then these big shrubs behind those are viburnum, and those will come out in spring with big white flowers. And then as we come over here, we have more viburnum. We have some azaleas here. Azaleas bloom twice a year, and as I look closely, we're not getting a lot of blooms right now, but there are a lot of buds still on these, so we should still get some more color as we continue through October. Same thing with this one. This is more of a reddish color. There's some tiny buds on there, so again, I think we'll get more color before the end of the year. And then this one up closer to the front has these beautiful pink flowers on it, and it doesn't have large numbers of them, but any color at all is welcome at this time of the year, because we're normally about done by now. Certainly in the north we would have been long since finished. Growing season ended in early October. Here we have our 5 knockout roses, big red ones, and these will be fully in bloom next April and May, but right now they're not really doing much of anything. Butterfly bush here, finished for the year. And then as we come back over this way to our oval bed, we have salvia here, which had its second wind a few weeks back. A few little purple flowers on there, but not much. It's done for the most part. This here is a grape hyacinth. Now this won't bloom until next spring, but it's putting up some of its leaves right now, and it's looking pretty healthy, so I'm looking forward to some nice purple flowers in the spring. I've cut back a lot of this bed. We had dahlia, a big set of dahlias here. These are done for the year. A few zinnias left. Another dahlia back in here, but it's not really doing anything. Otherwise, I don't see anything else other than a few more zinnias, all pink ones for some reason. I'm not sure why only pink ones have bloomed in this bed, but they all came from the same group of flowers that we grew, or the same group of seeds, I should say, that we grew in the on the back porch last spring, and then we put them in April or May, and they've done very well through the year. But that's about the only color that's left here. We have 4 knockout roses here in this bed, but they're all done for the year. Gladiolas, Asian or Asiatic lilies, bee balm or monarda. A lot of things through here that are all finished up. Even a few snapdragons. They're all done. So that's really about it. Not a lot going on in the front yard. There's a little bit more in the backyard. So we're going to do our backyard video here in just a second and show that off. And we'll be back next week. Hopefully, wherever it is, it's sunny for you. And until next time, happy gardening.